Hey, I'm going to show y'all today, welcome back by the way, I'm going to show y'all today how to get yourself a professional website for pretty much free. I mean, you're going to pay for your domain name if you want a domain name, which I'm sure if you're going to go through the effort of all this, you're going to want that. You're going to want to go to domains.google.com. That's what I find is the easiest. It's $12 for a domain for a year. And it's easy. It's got security on it to hide your information if you don't want it public for people sending you spam and such. But go to domains.google.com and you're going to put in your domain that you want. And if you already have a domain, well, we'll cover that. So what you're going to want to do is whenever you're over there, search for a domain like this is the domain I want.com. It's probably taken, but it's not. Anyway, so what you'll do is you'll just put it in there to add it to your cart, and boom, you go to cart, check out. I'm obviously not getting that domain. I already have a domain, so I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my domains, and you can see I got quite a few on this account here. So you know what? One website I haven't set up is our Exotic. So this is a website that my kids actually had years ago. My kids, when they were younger teenagers, they had built some apps and did some things, and they kind of let it go as a thing. You know, maybe they'll get back into it. So I bought the domain. I couldn't get the .com because they had built something pretty good, and somebody snatched that up. It happens. But what you want to do is when you have it there, you want to go and you see we got our exotics.net. You want to go over here to the left, DNS. So let's click DNS, resource records. Now we're just going to sit at this screen right over here. Now I'm going to show you where the magic happens. We're going to go over here. We already signed up for a Google Cloud account. So if you haven't yet, go to cloud.google.com. They will give you $300 for free. It's no cost, and you can decide. It gives you 3 months to spend that $300 on hosting. The typical hosting that's somewhere around $10 a month or something, so you can really amp it up and offer a really fast website. But just go over to cloud.google.com, sign up for an account. You put in a credit card, but it doesn't charge your credit card until the 3 months are up. And if you continue hosting after that 3 months there, then they will charge. They'll charge you, 10, whatever it is a month, however much service you have on it. But once you're over there, here's where you do it. And they have and I'm going to use WordPress for this. I'm going to use WordPress 5.8 for this demonstration. Now they have a lot of different options. I'll show you when you click on the hamburger up over here on the top left. All right, you're going to go down to Marketplace. Marketplace is where you want to go. And over here, you can see they offer a lot. There is a lot over here. There's blogs and CMS. That's where WordPress is going to be. And that, you get lost. There is so much. Now, even just WordPress, watch this. WordPress. Let's search what all they have. All these different ones that you can scroll through. And boy, you just don't know what to do. Now there's been some changes on there on some of their things that made it very difficult to set up SSL. All right, SSL is secure socket layer. That's this little key this little lock right here that says your connection is secure. You really do not want to mess around with a website without having that on there. If you go to a website that doesn't have it, somebody's not taking care of things, and your information you pass back and forth is wide open. So this right here, openlitespeed WordPress, is my favorite one now over here at the Marketplace on Google Cloud. So you're going to click that. All right, now you're going to click Launch. It's really this easy. All right, we're going to call this our Exotics. All right, zone. We don't want to host it mainly over in Europe. We want to go to US. We go to Central. I'm in Texas, so I'm going to do just pick a US Central 1-F. It doesn't matter. Just pick a US and your area of Central or East, West, whatever. You can probably look it up and find out that there's actually very specific, like if you want it more focused in your area, you can look that up. Now, this is doing an F1 micro. This is going to cost $5.13 a month. Now, I told you we have $300 credit to spend in 3 months. So I'm not worried about trying to save money on that. So let's bump it up. It's going to be reasonable. I'm going to do N1 standard to 2 virtual CPUs, 7.5 gig of memory. You don't have to know what that means, but that'd be $50 a month. It'll run through your money fast. Now, remember, in 3 months, you'll come over here and you just want to bump it back down. Like G1 small is $13.61 a month. That'll serve you most likely just fine to your site's really doing a lot of traffic. At that point, you don't care if you got to spend more. So, in fact, just for the sake of doing it, I'll just show you the speed of that. We're going to do a G1 small. All right, now here's where you can spend a little extra. Standard persistent disk. I like to do SSD persistent disk. Takes it to 1378. How much was it at? 1361. Very little difference. Very little difference. So boot size and gig, 10 gig. Let's just leave that as default. Network interface. Right now, it's set on this. I'm just showing you this. You don't have to mess with that right now. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. You can just leave all that alone. You want to allow HTTP traffic, allow HTTPS traffic, allow TCP. All the defaults here, go ahead and do all the defaults. And we're going to need to accept it. We're going to click deploy. You see how simple that was? Now, it gets even easier. It gets even better. Watch this. The SSL used to be something you'd have to pull up this weird stuff, a lot of commands, a lot of stuff that you probably, if you're just new at this, you don't really want to jack around with Linux. You don't really want to get in there and try to figure out all the commands and all this stuff. And later you might get into it, or you might already be into it, but it's not a right now thing for you. You don't have to do it right now. All right, so we're going to wait on this. This is creating our website. This is going to open up the ports on the firewall for the website. So we just gotta wait just a minute and it'll be finished in just a minute. All right, it's been deployed. There we go. I didn't even pause the video. That's how long it took to deploy that website. So now we got our site address here. Now what I want you to do is we're gonna copy that address. So let's go up over here. We're just gonna hold down our mouse, or you can just write it down. I don't know, however you want to do it. But I'm gonna copy. Now we're gonna go back to Google Domains, our DNS. Remember where we left off? All right. So this first on custom records. So remember we went to our domains, all our domains. We can go to the one we're working on, our exotics. We go to DNS right over here. There's no records added. So ourexotics.net, so we're just going to leave that blank so that way everybody goes to ourexotics.net. When they go to there, they're going to go to our site. We're going to do a name record. All right. That tells you the different types of records and stuff. And we'll get into all that later, but right now that is not important to get the site up. Time to live, TTL 3600. So that's how long it'll wait and to load up your site. Data, this is where our address goes in. So paste and strip out the HTTPS. We don't need that. And that is it. Click save. Boom, that part's done. Now we're going to go back over to our website. Now what this does is this tells it, because we register our domain at Google Domains, this tells Google Domains when somebody goes to ourexotics.net, they need to go to this address. This is the physical address of where your website is at. Even though they're both Google, Google doesn't know unless we tell it like that. So we're gonna go back over here. Now see that right there. Now we're going to pay attention here. We're gonna right click Google Cloud Platform, open a new tab. All right, now we're gonna go over to that tab that we just opened. So we just went to Google Cloud Platform because we want to leave this window open. We don't really have to, but you might want to look back over everything. So I'm doing it in a new tab. So over here, we're gonna click the little hamburger on the top left over here. We're gonna go to Compute Engine, VM Instances. Now that's virtual machine instances. It just created you a virtual machine instance whenever we did that. So as we go over here, it's loading up all of mine because I've got several different ones. And what we have here, openlitespeed WordPress 1 VM. So we're going to click on that. That's our virtual machine. That's our server where our website is sitting at and running. So once we click on that, we can change it up. We can edit it, rename it. So you don't have to, but if you want to, I'll show you how. I mean, you could skip this step if you want, but we can go in here and modify it. So the labels, so we're going to change it right here. So as you scroll down, I believe this is where you change the name. I don't always worry about changing the name, but you can. So we're going to change it to our Exotics. We're going to scroll down some more. And let's see. Go to save. And click back. All right, well, it looks like that doesn't even change it. So don't worry about changing it. I don't know, there's a way to change the name of that, but I'm not really worried about it. It's nothing to do with the functionality of the site. So in fact, I led y'all down the wrong path. I'm glad I'm recording this. See, we already have our exotics. That's a different site that I already did, so I don't need to be messing with that. So here it is right here, our exotics VM. So that was embarrassing. All right, so now we're in the our exotics virtual machine. So ignore that last little section from the starting to rename to all that. I probably won't edit this video and I'll just leave it like that, but you can see what it does and doesn't do there. So click SSH now. So again, we went to VM instances, we selected our exotics VM, which is the one they created for us. You'll have a different one that will be based on your domain. Click SSH. Here's where it looks scary, but I'm telling you, with this way of doing Google Cloud, it is very much not scary. It's really, really forward. So you're about to see that. It's transferring the SSH keys. What that's doing is making sure it's very secure for us to talk to it. All right. Now it's telling us what this system is, what we have here. We don't really need to know all that, but now here's where it's asking us at the very bottom, you see, enter your root domain only. And the system will add both the root domain and the www domain for you. So our domain is our exotics.net. That's all you got to put as your domain. Press enter. The domain is ourexotics.net. Please verify it's correct. Hit Y. Enter. Now, do you wish to issue a Let's Encrypt certificate for this domain? This is the SSL, the secure socket layer that creates the secure website. We put a Y, hit enter. Please enter your email. So I'm going to enter my email here. The nerd for that at gmail.com. So double check it, look over it. The nerd for that at gmail.com is mine. Put yours in, check it over, make sure you got it right. Enter. Please verify it's correct. Yes. So sometimes it's not the fastest. So don't do a double Y, just one Y is fine. If you gotta wait, if you want to try it, hit a Y again and see. But just wait for it and then backspace if you do a double Y or something. Hit enter. I'm dragging this out longer than it has to be, as you can see. There's really not a whole lot to it. Do you wish to force HTTPS rewrite rule for this domain? Yes. That forces everybody to go to the secure website, so nobody can go and unsecure, send and receive data from your site. It forces them into that, to be insecure. We don't want any potential for any doors to be open. Do you wish to update the system now? This will update the web server as well. Yes. We'll put a Y and enter when the Y pops up. Like I said, sometimes it runs a little slower depending on the time of the day and such and how much you set up on your server. You can speed it up with a faster server like I showed you earlier, and then it all runs a whole lot faster. There's our Y. Enter. Now, I'm going to pause because this is going to take about 3 minutes or so. As you can see, well, you can't see because I paused it, but it's been sitting at 33%. If you're following along, you've probably been sitting there at 33% as well. So it'll sit there for a few more minutes, and then all of a sudden it'll jump up to 99 and be done. So I'm going to pause it again so you don't have to wait to see that part. All right, so now we're up to 99. Now we're done, 100%. 100%, all done. Now that just did a whole bunch of real nerdy stuff that you really didn't want to have to do by yourself. And you're done in this window. So you got the nerd for that, our Exotics. So we got it all set up. Now, let's go back over here to this. And I don't know for sure if it'll be live yet, but it might. Let's go see our exotics.hope.net. So let's see if it created our website. See if it's open to the world yet. And it looks like it is. There it is. Now we got WordPress all set up, and if you look, it's all secured. Your connection is secure, certificate is valid. So you really don't want to let it sit on this page too long without taking care of it. You want to get on here and get it done, because this is anybody in the world right now can go to our Exotics and then go set it up for themselves. I mean, you can go delete it and restart it, but you want to take care of this. So set your language. Ours is English, United States. Continue. Site title. Our Exotics. Or we don't have to name it our Exotics. We can do exotic pets or exotic animals. That's all up to you. I'm gonna cover other stuff on SEO research, that kind of stuff, and you want it to be SEO friendly. But for now, we're just gonna put exotic animals. So we're gonna do actually our exotic animals. So we'll change it later. It's just something to put in there. Username, we're going to do our, let's see, our Exotics. So you can have, can only have alphanumeric characters, spaces, underscores, hyphens, periods, and the @ symbol. So however you want to do it. Actually, I'm going to do our underscore. You don't need to see me all finicky trying to decide what to name it there. I'm going to leave that there because I will be changing it before I publish this video, so you can try to get into the site. But yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. Email thenerdforthat@gmail.com. Search engine visibility. If you don't want search engines from indexing the site, they may or may not. It's up to the search engines to honor it. I'm not going to do that. I want to be visible on the web, and I'm going to be publishing content on there really fast. So by the time Google sees it, it'll have stuff on there that Google will like. Install WordPress. Now it's finishing up the install. We want to save it. We want to log in. There's our super secret password that you already saw. Remember me. Log in. Boom. First thing you want to do, WordPress 5.8, update now. Update now. And it's doing some other stuff here, getting it all updated. WordPress 5.8. The latest version of WordPress is now installed on here. I'm not going to teach you all about 5.8 right now. Just how to set it all up. Dashboard updates. Always, always, always update everything to do with your website. Select all. Update plugins. It's really this easy. It really is just this easy. So scroll through. All updates have been completed. Go to WordPress updates page. There's something else you need to update. Is going to be down here is your themes. So themes, select all, update themes. All right, everything's been updated. So let's go over here where it says your website, our exotic animals. Click visit site, whatever your website says, visit site. Now we got a blank WordPress site basically. I've got other videos showing you how to get started on all this, how to change it all up and make it your own and make it look good. But I'm going to show you all something real quick. We're going to copy our domain name, pull up a new tab. We're going to go to Page Speed Insights. This is where Google's going to test your website speed. This is actually fun. Pick random websites you go to, random businesses you deal with, stuff like that. Go put in their website name and see how fast their site is. You want to keep your site fast. It is so critical in 2021, after everything that's gone on with Google, with wanting pages to be fast, to be people want to stick around. If your page, they say, all right, 99, if your page takes more than 3 seconds to load, then your bounce rate is going to go high. Your bounce rate is how fast people are going to come in and they're going to leave your site. Only look at barely anything if they look at your homepage, but they're going to leave really quick. We got first content. They're going to see stuff at 1.2 seconds. And time to interact, fully load is 2.6 seconds. All right. And here's some things we can do to reduce the speed of that. It's not a whole lot because we did good, but we can still do things to make it even faster. But 99, it's 1 out of 100. Most websites out there, sadly, like a 30 or 40, some 50, they're really slow. I know we don't have much content on it yet, but the text isn't going to really affect it much. But that's it. That's it. Now watch my other videos and you'll see how to go in here and how to change everything up, make it look like your own, how to add content to it, how to just really liven the site all up. So I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you got a lot out of it. And I hope you know a little bit about how Google Cloud Platform is not very difficult to deal with. And one last thing on that machine type, after your 3 months are up, or 2 months, or however long it is, I believe it's 3 months, 90 days. Your machine type, that G1 small, remember you can make it really fast. If you want to change it, you'd click stop. Click stop. And it takes just a minute. Remember, to get here, all we did is we went up over here, went down to virtual machines, and all the virtual machine instances, selected our particular virtual machine. This case was our Exotics virtual machine, or VM. I believe, yeah, our Exotics-VM is what it created the name as. And it takes a minute to stop. It's shutting down your server right now. So, all right, it has stopped. If you notice, we go over here to our website, it is not going to be up anymore. And it's going to try. And I believe that's where that TTL comes in, time to live, and it's just going to check it for a little bit. And, all right, it's not there. Connection was interrupted. Error network changed. Network change was detected. So now this over here is going to be 0. It's not going to load. So now up over here, now that we stopped it, remember we stopped it. Here's where we started back, but we're not going to start it. We're going to click edit. And this is to change the server, so you're not going to be spending out $50 or $100 a month on your hosting. It's going to be very cheap. Go up over here and change it to one of these shared cores, F1 micro, G1 micro. Remember this one? I want to say the one we selected was like $10 a month, something like that. It's cheap, but if you need more, you can really ramp it up. I mean, you can go up over here and you can have 96 virtual CPUs. You can have 86 gig of RAM. You're going to pay a lot for it, but you can do it. But just keep it up over here. F1 micro, G1 small. G1 small is that's perfect for your average smaller site. Once you start getting a lot of traffic, you want to change it. But that's it. Once you change that, then you go in and you'll scroll all the way down, click save. I haven't changed anything, so I'm not saving anything. I'm gonna go back, and now I'm gonna restart the website back up because I don't need it killed. So start, and boom, starting. It takes a minute to start. It might pop up and tell you that you're going to be charged, while it runs. That just means that if you're using it, it's going to cost money. That's all there is to that. Very simple. Started instance. All right, X out of that. Now look over here. We can reload our website now. Sometimes it'll take it a minute. Sometimes it'll give it a database error or something, but it just needs a minute because it's kicking the servers all back on. It's kicking everything back on for you and reconnecting everything and getting everything going. So it will get faster. You just got to give it a minute to finish starting. All right, let's try to reload it again. And hopefully it doesn't embarrass me. Well, that loads up. Let's go back over here to get this. Yeah, everything looks good. All right, one thing I did forget to mention, this ephemeral, I don't remember how to pronounce that, but we want to change that to static. That means this right here could change. If that changes, then your network could be weird and your website won't map right. So, in fact, I think that's a different IP address than what we had before. So let's click View Details. So let me make sure y'all remember how to get here. If you're already at this page, I'll be right back. If you're not here, you don't remember how to get here, go to this, the hamburger up over here, go to Compute Engine, Virtual Machine Instances. Remember these steps. So Virtual Machine Instances, we're going to go to Our Exotics. Click on that, whatever yours is. And we're going to go over here. See that right there? Go ahead, and if yours is changed, go ahead and copy this because we'll need to go modify something. View details. Now, if before, if you did the view details and you did all this, then you could have set it static on the other IP address. So on the left-hand side, external IP addresses. Click on that. All right. Now you see this right over here. We're going to change that. That's for our exotics. That's for ours. So scroll down, look for yours if you have more than one. Now you can create really as many websites as you want and have it free for 3 months as long as it stays within, or 2 months. I think 3. As long as it stays within the $300 I give you for free, and you can go experiment around with a bunch of different sites. So name Our Exotics is what I'm gonna call it. You can call it whatever you like, just as long as it follows the rules right here. Description: Our Exotic Animals. Reserve. Now that's saying I want this address and I want it forever. I don't want to lose this address. So now we go to Our Exotics. See, it moved it up over here. Last thing we updated. Copy that external IP address because that's now your static one. It's not going to change. So now we go back over to Google Domains and looky here. That's our old one that because we stopped and restarted the server, it changed. That's why you want it static, because now we can stop and restart it and it won't ever change. Manage custom records. Just like that. Paste that IP into there. click Save. Custom record saved. Go over here. Let's see how fast it propagates that information. Being we're doing it at Google Domains, that's where we did our stuff. It still takes it a minute just to tell the network, hey, here's where it actually is now. So let's go back over here. That's all right. It's perfect. So let's go over here and try it again. Like I said, it has a lot of routers it's got to go through and tell all the routers and tell all the internet, hey, the address changed. Don't go here anymore. You'll get lost. You got to go to this address now. And so sometimes it takes a few minutes after you do that. Really, if you're watching this video all the way through, change it to static before you stop it. And that way you keep the same IP and you don't have to wait on this. Because this just takes time that you shouldn't have to do, but it will be back up. It will be back up in just a minute. Let's see. We just wait. So you can go in there and you get impatient and start changing things. Next thing you know, you mess up some things. So let's see. All right, I paused it for a minute. Let's see if it's loading now. If you go over here and you look at Google Domains, you can see where it says these domain settings are active. Changes are published immediately, but may take time to propagate. They actually claim it could take up to 24 or more hours, but not typical. Not typical at all. So let's just go back over here to DNS. That's the screen that we're on. Everything's good. Domain overview. There's nothing we really need to do over here. External IP, we know what that is. So let's click back on the hamburger and go look at our virtual machine. Compute engine, VM instances. So we got our Exotics right here. Click on it, make sure our IP all still matches up after making it static and make sure it carried over. Yep, there's our IP and it's static. So is it showing right there? It's not showing that other word. We're here and reload. Just for kicks, I'm going to put a www in front of it. www.ourexotics. Oh, that's still not doing it. Let's see. I'm really dragging out this video, folks. I'm sorry. But I want to show you. So now I don't know why that's not selected, but I'm going to select those two. Firewalls allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic. If it goes to HTTP, it's going to be fixed by the secure certificate. We could probably leave it out, but we're going to go ahead and allow both of those because it'll be taken care of. It'll redirect. So save. And it's saving. It's all saved. Reload. Reload. All right, so what I did is I pulled it up on my phone. I turned off Wi-Fi, so I pulled it up on my phone and then I went to ourexotics.net. Everything loaded just fine. So I need to flush my DNS. So if you're in Windows, just go to Command CMD. Type CMD, go to Command Prompt. Let's do flush DNS. Oh no, I haven't used this in forever. Maybe it's IP config flush DNS. All right, so I typed ipconfig ipconfig/flush DNS. I don't remember if I had to do all of it or if that takes care of it. But let's go over here and see if that changed anything. I used to do a lot of IT and networking stuff years ago, and that was years ago. Now it's just a little bit of DNS stuff here and there to get websites up and those kind of things. So I can't recall for sure. But I will tell you, if you pull this up on your phone, if it was working, it'll work again. And again, if you change that before you do the other, it'll fix it as well. It's aggravating though. I know. I'm trying to show you all something, and I promise you it's working. It is working on my phone. So it's just being silly. In fact, go over here. Let's analyze the site on this, on the page speed insights. That'll tell us if Google can find it. We already did page speed insights on it once, and it went to the old address. Worked fine on the old address. Let's see if it works on the new address. I'm not sure how they work on their DNS. Yeah. And we'll load it, timed out. So yeah, well, this is an embarrassing deal, but you know, showing you all this happens, and if you just walk away, it'll all be fine. I'm not going to drag you out through the rest of this video. I'm going to pause it and then come back once I get it going. Okay, so after all that time, it's back now. Let's see our Exotics.net. We can load it. Everything loads. What did I do to fix it? Nothing. I just waited. You know that time to live, that TTL over at Google Domains? Let's see. Remember, it's got a number in there, 3600. It's 1 hour. Manage custom 3600. So it's 3600 seconds, 1 hour. Well, it takes an hour, I guess, to go in and do that. If you look at my time down over here, you'll probably see that that's what it took. But once that hour was up, now it's good. Now that'll never happen again. Now we got everything all up and running. I did go ahead and edit this again. I don't think it made any difference at all, but I stopped it, clicked edit, and took out what we added, the HTTP, HTTPS. I took out those because network tags, it's already got the Exotics deployment, and I think that's where that's managed. So I didn't need that. So, but anyway, it is up. It was aggravating for a minute, but that's why I made this video for you. So I can get aggravated. You don't have to get aggravated. Let's see if page speed insights can see it now. Again, because I tried that, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. It all should be back up. If it's not on this part of it, it will be in a matter of minutes. But let's go ahead and take a look and see. I felt good that it was all going to be taken care of when I went to a different network using my phone without Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's not on there yet, but it will be. Anyway, that's it. Now I want to show you one other thing you definitely need to do. You want to get Google Analytics going. I'm going to show you that on yeah, I was going to make another video. Yeah, I'll make the next video and show you that. And so you know how to get set up to be able to see analytics and what's going on there. So that's all for now. Watch my next video, and I'm sorry for the being so candid and showing you everything where it was taking forever, but it shouldn't take you forever because you watched my video. So when you do it, it'll be nice and easy. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy the next video.